Welcome back to the 2022 Pitch and Polish competition. And I'm your host, Rams Mabote. This week, we are moving on to our fourth and final group of contestants in the first round, the yellow group. There are only 2 more open slots for the second round, so the pressure is on. Let's take a quick look at how the competition currently stands. Last week, Nothando Kowa and Luvo Kukwana of the yellow group made it through to round 2. They joined Lakim Nigati and Claire Lewis from the red group, and Palesa Mutau and Tabiso Sebata from the green group. Before we send our first 2 yellow group contestants into the pitching arena, or as I like to call it, the firing range, let's catch up with our Pitch and Polish learning facilitator, Yasmin Ali.
Thank you, Rams. In this session, we will be looking at how to present your technology, the market, marketing, your sales processes, and your team during an investor pitch. The world is obsessed with technology and its impact on all aspects of life, and investors are no different. They want to know how you are using technology, particularly when it comes to your business's efficiency and competitive advantage. What does your technology allow you to do that your competitors can't do? How long will this advantage last? You should describe all the technology in your business, how you use it, how it all integrates, and why you have chosen one technology over another. You also need to touch on how you will adapt to the next type of technology that is likely to come along and disrupt the market. Always work on the assumption that the investor understands technology and be ready to answer their technology-related questions. Keep it brief, but make sure you demonstrate your knowledge of new trends and how these may impact your business and market. Sadly, we've run out of time again, but you can catch up with the rest of this pitching lesson by visiting the Pitch and Polish YouTube channel, where I'll be covering the market, marketing, your sales processes, and your team. I hope you'll join me there. Over to you, Rams.
Thanks for the update, yes. Our contestants really have had a busy schedule of learning and mentoring sessions. Even if they don't go through to the next round, they're definitely not going home empty-handed. Engen Pitch and Polish is all about equipping them with more knowledge and sharper, or rather more polished, pitching skills. Since this is a pitching competition, maybe we should get on with the actual pitching. Let's meet tonight's first contestant, who will be standing right here. Introducing Karabo Petle, who is owner of Barongwa Grass Suppliers, which is based right here in Gauteng. Good luck, Karabo.
Good day.
Hi there, Karabo.
Hi.
How are you feeling?
I'm anxious.
You don't look it. You look so relaxed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Karabo, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pitch and Polish.
Good day, judges. My name is Karabo Petla, and I'm the Chief Entrepreneur at Barongwa Grass Suppliers. Our company renders turnkey artificial grass, hardscaping and xeriscaping services. Our vision is to create a world where water conservation is second to nature and eco-friendly landscaping is a norm. Some of the pain points that we address as an organization are, amongst many, the fact that instant lawn is high maintenance, it requires a lot of water to flourish, it's seasonal, and it's intolerable to high traffic areas. Some people also experience allergies to it. We address these challenges by giving customers a product that looks and feels like real grass without all of those hurdles. Our artificial grass and xeriscapes are environmentally friendly, they are pet friendly, they are UV proof, they are weather resistant, and moreover, they are low maintenance, giving you, the customer, an opportunity to enjoy your space without incurring any maintenance costs. What makes us different from our competitors is the fact that we undertake every project with our customers' immediate and long-term needs at heart. We offer quite a wide range of warranties for peace of mind, and moreover, Our team comprises a team that has an experience over 15 years. Should we receive the funds from the pitch and polish competition, we intend to use these funds to purchase stock. We also intend to use these funds to purchase equipment that is going to drive, efficiency. A portion of these funds will also be utilized to make sure that we beef up our marketing strategies online and create pop-up stores where you find our target audience. Thank you very much.
Wow.
High speed Karabo.
Wow.
All right. Would you like to ask questions?
Thanks, Alan. Thanks, Karabo, as well.
Thank you very much.
What is the size of the market and how much are you going for in this market?
All right. In South Africa, the market is estimated to be around 12 billion in 2023. We intend to slowly grow. So currently we operate in Gauteng and we are expanding through to all the neighboring provinces.
Great, thank you. And who's your customer?
Generally, you have restaurants, recreational facilities. We also service gyms, and we also service high-end consumers.
And why do you do it? Why artificial grass?
It's a passion. Growing up, I grew up in Soweto, and I used to struggle with my lawn. So when I got introduced to this product, I thought that it could address some of the challenges that people had generally.
Thank you, Karabo.
Thank you very much.
Okay, Robert. So, you mentioned on some of the money so 650,000.
Yes.
And you were talking about how you would spend that money.
Correct.
One of the points you mentioned was about buying equipment. I think that would help you become more efficient.
Correct.
Can you elaborate on that, please?
All right. So currently, everything that we do is manual. We intend, by getting these funds from the Engen Pitch and Polish competition, we intend to buy things like compactors that are going to somewhat make it easier for us to speed up the process at which we render services and improve also on quality.
Okay.
Yes.
Can you talk us through a little bit of your finances at the moment? Sort of what are you generating in terms of monthly sales? What are the margins that you make on this product?
All right. So currently our gross profit margin is at 52%. We are profitable, but we intend our outlook is to make sure that we keep more money. We are currently reinvesting most of those funds into growing the company, and that's the reason why our net profit is relatively low.
Okay, so I still feel like you need to answer my question around your sales turnover.
We generate annually. I'm not sure if I'm comfortable talking about this, but generally we are sitting at 1.2 million a year.
Got you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
12 billion for fake grass.
Yes.
That's the size of the market. 12 billion rand. How do you know that?
Research and statistics.
Sure, I'm pleasantly surprised. I never thought it was such a big market. That's great. Now, just coming back to the growth now. You've got the 650. You've got your compact. You've done the marketing. You've got more business. What do you think is going to be the first problem you're going to have as you grow?
Distribution. But we currently do have vehicles and we are able to swiftly service all of the customers that we have. And we intend on, obviously, I think with the injection, we'll be able and well capacitated to ensure that we bring in more vehicles, should it be rental or purchasing new vehicles.
And last question, to apply this, to get a skill to apply it, how quickly, if you grow, how quickly can you train somebody up to install? We
currently have a full-time and part-time team of about 7 people, all trained by myself. So, and what I try to do with my team is I always make sure that they learn the nitty-gritties of installations and all of those things. So generally, you're looking at about 3 months to properly learn how to do it. So it wouldn't be much of an issue for us to teach people as we grow.
Thanks, Karabo. You may leave.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So what do you think, Alan?
I think he's got a big personality.
Yeah.
So he's probably his own best salesperson.
Yeah.
He obviously tried to get a lot out of that pitch.
Yes.
So we were swamped with quite a lot of information. So I think he did it fairly well. I don't know. I think I'm just, I guess we're now at a point where we're sort of thinking about this in the context of the other ones that we've seen.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, sort of, it feels middle of the road for me,
Yeah.
But I mean, it was a good pitch. I think it'll be interesting to see how he stacks up relative to the rest.
What do you think?
I agree on it being a good pitch. I think what I like best about his pitch is that he answered the questions. I'm not left with any question marks. And also it seems pretty standard and understandable in terms of what he's looking for, what he's doing, what he'll do with the money. It's very transparent.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's a good word to use. It's quite a transparent and down the middle. It's a a meat and potatoes kind of business. It's standard. The growth, I think you'd understand that. I must say, and I don't know if you picked that up, but I'm not so convinced about a 12 billion rand market. Maybe there's a 12 billion rand market for landscaping, but for this grass, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. It's just something's not comprehending there for me. And when you use the word passion, I'm passionate about, fake grass. I don't know that there is I don't know if that's true, and I see that often. I've had people come into Rosecorp and they're in the funeral home business, and what are you passionate about? Dead people. They reverse their passion into what the business is because they know they've got to say that. So I felt that was inauthentic, but overall a very good pitch, and I agree with you, great salesman, which I love in entrepreneurs. Yeah.
Karabo, congratulations on your pitch.
Thank you very much, sir.
You walk into this room, dark, and you face these three people. How did it feel at that moment?
I was extremely anxious. This was my first ever time that I had to, pitch in front of a panel.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was nerve-wracking, for lack of a better word.
And then you had 90 seconds. How did you feel about that 90-second pitch?
I don't know. It felt like I was wobbling all over. But I guess we shall wait and see.
How did you feel that you answered the questions?
Honestly speaking, in answering the questions, it was, you never know, am I answering it right? Is this the angle at which they're looking at it, or what? So it was a bit tricky.
Well, I wish you luck. I hope you make it to the next round.
Thank you very much, sir.
Well done.
Thank you.
So grass that you don't need to water or mow, I could get behind that. Before I get distracted by the dream of selling my lawnmower, let's move on to tonight's viewer prize giveaway. Head over to the Pitch and Polish Facebook page and post your answer to the following question. How many years of experience does Karabo's team have? How many years of experience does Karabo's team have? Post your answers before midnight tonight. If you're right, you'll go into a random draw, and who knows, you may just be the lucky viewer to snag a take-a-lot voucher to the value of 5,000 rand. We will announce the winner's name tomorrow on Facebook. But now we need to move on to our second pitch for the night. Meet Buhle Madlala of the National Cycling Academy Forum, also based in Gauteng. She's heading into the pitching arena right now. Good luck, Buhle.
Hi, Buhle.
Hello,
How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
You feeling nervous? You feeling prepared?
I'm prepared, but looking at the three of you against one of me, it's like...
All right, Buhle, are you ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, pitch and polish.
My name is Ubuhle Madlala. I'm an events producer, a collaborator, a connector, and co-founder of NCAF, the National Cycling Academies Forum. I'm here to tell you how I am changing the face of cycling in South Africa. I create opportunities for up-and-coming cyclists in township and rural areas through a network of grassroots academies where we host in-community racing, and we do this to educate, to nurture and support these talent-rich areas that are usually without opportunities and resources to cultivate the potential that exists. I saw a gap in the market from grassroots to amateur to elite racing, And this gap has resulted in a lot of black cycling talent being overlooked for selection to represent the country of their birth. I then decided to design and implement an in-community accelerated grassroots cycling program where we host sanctioned simulated events in these communities. So with the 650,000 Engen Pitch and Polish winnings, we plan to invest these funds in capacity building. We have earmarked 325,000 for that. We also want to invest in capacity building. We've earmarked 60,000. The bulk of the money we will invest in our in-community racing that we have implemented last year. I thank you so much for the opportunity to pitch.
Thanks, Butle. Over to you.
Thank you, Butle. Sounds like a really worthy cause. How would you sustain it? So beyond the initial funds that one would have access to potentially at Engen Pitch and Polish, once those funds have run out, what would be the plan or strategy going forward?
Okay, so at the moment we have survived. For the first time, we have received funding from an enabler that was able to give us a boost so that we launched the In-Community Grassroots Series. I've approached 2 potential sponsors that will keep us afloat. I mean, we are the National Cycling Academies Forum, so we have a national footprint. So once we have the necessary funding, it will be very, very easy to scale up from the events nationally.
And apart from the funding, what are some of the other challenges that you are faced with?
So we work in an environment where there's a vacuum for this kind of sport and the development. There's development for rugby, cricket, for everything else except for cycling. And cycling academies are struggling because it's usually passionate riders that absorb the talent. There's no school cycling programs. We want to expand this program where we pair cycling academies with schools that are in their regions so that we start with teaching kids how to ride bicycles from an early age, and then obviously expand our offering, which is upscaling and ramping up the offering of our events so that we produce more talent of black riders.
Thank you.
Butle, I'm interested in your sort of backstory and what sort of got you involved in cycling.
So I cycle myself. I used to cycle. And when I, as an events producer, I wanted to do a premium race in Soweto and invite all the professional cyclists to come and join. I found out that CSA doesn't sanction any racing in any township in the country. And for me, that's how it started. So that's how I started the collaboration and the connections with all the cycling academies, just to find out how do we then come to a solution where we can do this for ourselves, because I think it's 27 years and if we still don't even have one race in one township, then so that's how the passion with cycling started. We were incorporated in 2019 and COVID happened, but we were able to launch our In-Community Grassroots Series last year, and it's been going very well.
Great, thank you. My understanding of this is that it's a non-profit. Is that correct? Is there any commercial element associated with what you're doing?
So there is a commercial element because our model looks at the academies remaining autonomous, so they can source sponsors to profile their high-performing riders. What we try to do is just to have a standardized offering for the academies so that the offering is mainstream and it is offering everything that is relevant to what cycling is. Cycling right now has moved virtually. We have partnered with other development agencies in the space. Zwift has given us some membership to make sure that we also get into the space of mainstream. So,
thanks.
Butle, just coming to the cycling industry, I'm not too familiar with it.
Yeah.
Is there a concept like in soccer, for example, where there's an agent. There's an agent for a professional cycling team or cyclist.
So this is ultimately, this is why we exist. We're looking to be an agent where from community racing, we then move into interprovincial racing, and ultimately we can sell these talented cyclists into the elite racing, and ultimately have a selection that will go through to the federation to be looked at for selections for amateur racing, to represent the country in Africa and in provincial races that happen.
I know Rwanda is started to become big in this space, also the development side. Have you looked at their?
It's their model that we are re-looking at, because I think in 2025 they hosting the UCI Road Championships, and I mean these are guys that in '94 were nowhere, and they have surpassed us. So our passion, and with the academies, is to start and create this platform where it is for us, by us, and we produce our own talent. We understand the dynamics and the politics of the sport, but we believe that the interest has grown fast enough that we can leverage the partners and the talent that is happening right now.
Butle, thanks for your pitch. You may leave.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Let's start with you, Anna.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm a cyclist myself, so I sort of resonate, I think, with the lack of development with the sport of cycling, and I think specifically within the sort of black communities. And so I think the work that she's doing is admirable, and I guess it's got to start somewhere. And I think it's got to be driven by someone who is cyclist and passionate about cycling themselves. So I think she's sort of well suited for that. I guess the bit that I'm just challenged with is, you know, the sustainability of the whole thing, because it's not going to. It needs support from people that feel equally passionate about cycling, that are going to be contributing to keeping the effort alive.
Well said. Yeah, I feel the same, the sustainability bit. I can't see where it stops becoming consistent request for funding and it starts to stand alone. I think it is a worthy cause, it's needed. And I guess even the barriers to entry for cyclists to get into cycling is another hindrance in terms of then getting the critical mass that you would want to get into it. So it's a mammoth task that she's taken, and to your point, someone has to start somewhere. But to be honest, it just seems too big for what this program offers, and the future sustainably.
Yeah, I feel that if anyone, I get a sense if anyone's going to make it happen, she's going to make it happen. I like the fact that she's thinking about the commercials, and that's where I went with the agent model, because that becomes another part of the sustainability in terms of the prize money, etc. I know other people in the cycling industry in South Africa, and they constantly, year after year, go to look for funding still, and these are, let's call it the dominant players in the industry. It doesn't seem to be a sustainable sport, but from what she's trying to do, but I think there are peripheral opportunities which she might want to investigate as well that could support it.
She needs a corporate behind her for this type of thing, because, you know, corporates are clamoring over themselves to give sponsorship to things like soccer and rugby and cricket and those type of things.
For a reason, though, as well. Because, as a corporate who does sponsor rugby and soccer, that's where the critical mass is, and in terms of reach and our customers. And if you look at the size of cycling and what she's doing, I think in a few years' time will get us to the point where we're looking at cycling in a different light, but we're not there yet.
Yeah, agreed.
But absolutely someone needs to start to invest so we can get there. But it's the putting the upfront.
Just going to have hard work ahead.
But she came across very competent and
Yeah.
yeah, I couldn't fault
Absolutely.
her. It's just, yeah.
Yeah, so needed, so needed. Yeah, judges, let's score.
So, Buhle,
Yes, Rams.
how did it feel? You know, it was a 3-minute moment. How did it feel?
I don't know where the time went. It just flew, but I think I was quite confident in taking out what I was there to say to the judges.
Do you think they heard you?
I think they heard me. It's quite an interesting idea, I think, because it's an idea that we're now trying to convert to a startup and commercialize it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think you could have done better?
Maybe just be succinct enough so that I get into the 90-second. But outside of that, I think the information got out there.
On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being great, 1 being poor, do you think you go into the next round? Give me a number.
10.
10.
10.
Well done. Congratulations. All the best. So our first and only non-profit organization in the competition, and she did so well. I'm fascinated by the sheer variety of businesses we see in this year. But are the judges equally fascinated? We'll just have to wait until next week Tuesday to find out. Make sure you don't miss the exciting conclusion to the first round of the 2022 Engen Pitch Polish competition. Plus, we will also be meeting up with last year's winners, Peter Duplessis and Felion de Kock of Guju. Until then, from me, Rems Mabote, good night and God bless.